Alright gang, welcome back to our Can You Survive 25 challenge here on Zielonka. It is now March 8:49 in the morning to be exact, and rain's in the forecast. Now the rain's not going to get here for a little while. We should be able to easily get the rest of this field harvested, so that's what we're trying to do pretty quickly here. Don't want to be harvesting in the rain, don't want to lose any yield or anything like that. Now I don't know really if we would really lose any yield in a root crop or not, but when you're harvesting your typical crops, your typical harvester crops, I should put it that way, you do lose yield. So perhaps somebody knows in the comments for me on that one. I'm sure it probably is you don't lose any yield because it's a root crop, but I don't know. We might have figured that out back at FS22, and I just don't recall or don't remember. But either way, we're well, I'm sure somebody will correct me in the comments on if you do typically lose crop or yield, I should say, when it rains when you're doing a root crop harvest. In any case, we are in the process here. I've already been doing a little bit, as you can see. We've got some plans today. We're going to be putting down something new on the farm here, but I'm just going to hold off on telling you and showing you what that is until a little bit later. So stay tuned for that one. But really today our goal is going to be harvesting this field, and then we're going to plow the field back up and get it re-drilled almost immediately. I'm going to put parsnip in here, I think. That way we have 3 different fields, one of each having one of the typical root crops. So you've got, you know, your red beets, which we're harvesting out of this one, carrots, and then the parsnips. Now I'm going a little bit untraditionally here for just a little while here on the outside edges, because I do think it's going to be a little bit easier for me to be able to turn around. This thing is not easy to turn around, as you can probably see and tell already. It's quite wide, and it does not have a very good turning radius. So the more room I can give myself, I should say, to prevent running into those trees down there at the end, that's going to be better for me. How's everybody doing today? Hopefully you're all doing well. Things are good here. Well, do a little better than that there, Z. Now, besides this, the only other thing really left that we're going to be doing, besides working on this field, is we do probably need to put a little bit of water, maybe some liquid fertilizer, into our Farm 1 area over there. They will need a little bit. We'll double check all of that statement here in just a second, but I'm pretty positive that they're going to need at least liquid fertilizer. Now, there is a new mod that has come out on ModHub, and I'm considering, and I'm to the point where I'm probably actually going to do it, more so than just considering, putting it on our Farm 1. Basically, it's a water tank that will automatically distribute water, so long as the tank has water in it, to all your greenhouses. So considering how many greenhouses we have, and that as we move forward and get larger, that will continue to expand and grow, it's probably a good idea for us to put that down, because that will save us, not only will it save us time, but it's also just a little bit more convenient, right? A little foggy today, as you can see. Cloudy, a little foggy. So not the best weather to be watching and you know, harvesting weather, anything, right? Not getting the best views or the best grabs, if you will. But that's okay. We're going to unload this, and we're going to get right back to harvesting again, because I'm pretty sure we can get 2 full harvester loads into the trailer here before we have to go and do something with it. And on the last episode, if you watched the last episode, at the end of it, I did sell the first harvester load of red beets. It doesn't make you a whole lot of money, right? You really need to do something else with the actual the beets themselves, or the root crops themselves, if you really want to make a bunch of money off these. Now, the nice thing is that, you know, there is a lot here. Like, we're getting a lot of beets out of the ground here, right? It's not like we're getting a small amount. But you don't make a ton of money off of them because of that reason. So, and it's not the fastest thing in the world, as you can see. It is a very slow process to harvest these fields. So it's absolutely in your best interest if you're able to incorporate some kind of production of some sort for these versus just selling them outright. going to go across this side one more time. And then untraditionally here, I'm going to come back the other way. Then I'm going to try to do a little bit more traditional up and downs here. It's not going to be perfect because this side over here obviously is not a perfectly straight rectangle, square, whatever you want to call it. But it'll be close enough. We can get the job done. By the time of this recording, I'm actually recording this on a Sunday. I believe this is going to come out on... It's either Monday or Tuesday this will come out. I'm not sure which day yet. It's been a couple of days since we've done an episode on this one, and that's just based solely on the fact that I had some other things going on. So, if you've been looking forward to this one, I apologize for the bit of a delay, but we are back in it. We're ready to go. Now, like I said, we're going to work on Farm 1 with the fertilizing and the water a little bit. We're going to put something down on Farm 2. I mentioned that early on. We're going to do that here in a little while. And then finally, the other thing we're going to really try to do today is we're probably going to take on at least one contract, I would think. Try to get ourselves a little bit of money incoming here. We'll look at the used market here in a second as well. I haven't looked at that at all, so I don't really know what's out there today. Not really anything for us. There's a pea harvester, which is pretty nice. This auger wagon is great, but we really don't need it, right? Our operation's not big enough that I think we need an auger wagon for root crops. So, as much as that would be a nice thing to have, it's not really a necessity for us right now, so we're going to hold off on that as well. Now, like I said, we're going to start doing a little bit more traditional up and downs here, but I'm not going to be going to the very end here. I'm just going to kind of make a turn, and wherever I line up, that's what we're going to go with, and we'll get it all sorted out that way. We're going across the area here that had some hail damage, as you can see. But the nice thing about this field that we purchased is we bought it when it was ready to harvest. So all this harvest we're getting, everything we're going to make off of this harvest is just profit coming back in. And the way that I look at it is whatever we paid for the actual field itself, whatever we make off the harvest from the field that we purchased, like this one, that's just, you subtract that amount that we made off this field from the actual purchase of the field itself. That's the way that I look at it, because I didn't utilize any of my resources. I say resources, I mean seeds, fertilizer, etc. to make this field, right? It was already done for me. So it's free money in my eyes. So they take that money that we made off of the actual amount we paid for the field. Doesn't seem as bad then that way, right? Now, we're not going to track that or anything like that, but, you know, you get the point. We're nearly full here again. Once we do get full here, we'll go drop that off again in the trailer. I'm not sure if the trailer will hold another load or not. It might. If it does, great. If it doesn't, it's not a big deal. All right, it is full. I think it's going to. I think it's going to hold another one. Sure looks like it, at least. Yep. May not be a full harvester load, but it does look like it will hold another one. All right, we got a full trailer load here, and you might be asking yourself, well, Z, why'd you come back to the yard? You don't have anything on the yard. You're right, we don't, but we're about to. So on Mod Hub, something finally came out that is going to be very useful for us and for what we're trying to accomplish here. For all intents and purposes, will count towards one of the productions you have to have on each farm, right? So we're going to do this small farm production here. Not the massive building, but it's going to work out really well here where I want to put it at. Right? There's going to be enough room in here for us to maneuver around and pick up the pallets and everything else pretty easily, I think. And there should be enough room for us to even turn as well. So we're going to put it right there. I want to do a little bit of touch-up work around it, but it's pretty flat. It should give us enough room here to drive the tractor up here, come over here, and be able to turn back around and go back out this way. So we're going to put it there. The pallets should spawn here. Now, as far as what we're going to be making out of here, well, obviously we got to do a quick autosave here. But we're going to make some soup, and we're also going to turn on the triple soup. Now, the triple soup's only going to work if we have parsnips available as well, and currently we don't have parsnips planted anywhere. That's why we're going to be putting parsnips in the area that we're currently harvesting, though. So, for now, we'll turn on the red beet soup. I'm going to turn on all the soups, actually. We'll turn the triple soup on. We find parsnip soup. You can also do preserved food of this, but the parsnips, the soup, I mean, it makes a little bit more money. It's not a ton, but it's a tiny bit more money. So we're going to go with the soup based solely on the fact that it makes a little bit more money. And then there's the carrot. Okay, so they were all on. It holds a ton, as you can see, of incoming materials, 24,000 liters of red beets to be exact. And then it will produce or hold whatever, excuse me, it will hold 24,000 liters of red beet soup as well. So it's going to be pretty useful, man. This is going to be very helpful for us. I can go ahead and turn these icons off. I forgot to turn them off before we started the episode, but we weren't really around a whole lot where those were really impeding or causing any issues there, per se. Go ahead and dump these in there. This is 15,000 liters. I don't know exactly how fast it's going to chew through these 15,000 liters. It might be a situation where we have a little bit of extra red beets then can actually be stored in here. It just depends on how fast it goes through them, I guess, right? Because we still have red beets to harvest. This trailer held 15,000. You saw it only holds 24,000 liters, which is a good amount, but it really depends. It looks like it's going to go chew through it pretty quickly, though, because we're already at 2 liters of red beet soup. So, looks like it maybe goes through 1 liter every second or something like that. Maybe 1 liter every 2 seconds, something like that, though. So, it should chew through them pretty quickly. It really just depends on how fast or how long it takes us to finish the harvest over there, and how long it takes us to fill up the trailer here with 15,000 liters of red beets. So, let's get back into it. Let's get it done. We are pulling back up here, gang. I think we're going to be just short on being able to put the rest of these beets into the actual production itself, but that's okay. We don't really have anything else to utilize this trailer for, at least not for right now. so we can go ahead and just keep them in here and then continue to have them unloading as much as possible here. Let's see if I'm correct by that statement. I think it's going to be like 1,000-ish, around 1,000-ish. Might be wrong, though. I am completely wrong. I thought we had 20,000 in there. Maybe we didn't. No, we have 20 now, so it must have been 14, 15. It was 14, 15, wasn't it? Well, you know, whatever. Close enough. All right, so for now, it's going to be in the way eventually, but for now, I'm just going to leave that right there. We're going to go pick up the plow. We'll head back there. We'll get that plowed up. I'm not sure, actually, the more that I look at the time stamps so far, I'm not sure we're actually going to have time to do any contracts. If we do, we will do one, but I'm not sure we're going to have any time to do any contracts today. There's still a lot to do, right? We've got to plow the field up, then we've got to drill it, and then we've got to fertilize, spray it. Or fertilize, spread it, rather, not spray it. So, I'm not sure we're going to have time to do a contract today, but that's okay. And then we've got the water at the Farm 1, right? The water tank and fertilizer, liquid fertilizer, all that stuff at Farm 1. So, having thought about it a little bit more here, I do not think we're going to have the time. All right, and we are underway here, gang. Now, the nice thing about the plow here, and I know I've mentioned this before, but we're going to mention it again briefly, is that it is a fast plow, right? It does not take us too long, and this is not going to take us long to do this at all, honestly. We'll be done with this pretty quickly. We are going to have to do something about these stones. I don't have anything for them yet. There is a mod that came out on Mod Hub that is a potential for us, but it is very expensive. We don't have anywhere near the amount of money we need right now to be able to do that. Switching really quickly back to our initial farm, Farm 1, I am going to remove the fruit greenhouse that we utilized that one time. I think I talked about it a couple of times now that, you know, we'd only utilize it for certain circumstances for one or two specific items, but we did it the one time. We have yet to utilize it since. I'm not going to continue to utilize it. I think it's too OP. This is a series that's supposed to last, you know, the distance, right? And obviously, I've mentioned this many times, but if you stumbled across this, we are going to take a break on the series from time to time. It's not going to be constantly running, but it's a series that, you know, realistically, you want to continue and have going until the next iteration of Farming Simulator comes out. So, I don't want it to be that easy, right? We're playing on hard difficulty. You know, I don't want I don't want to be able to utilize that fruit greenhouse, which is just, it's crazy how fast it is. I mean, I put all that stuff in there and it was gone within a couple of in-game hours. So, a little bit too OP for me. I certainly want to grow and be able to gain a lot more money, but I don't want to gain it that quickly. So we're going to get rid of that today as well, which means we'd have a little bit more room over there to put down another big greenhouse. We don't really have the money for it right now. That production we put down, that small little house production we put down, was expensive, $45,000 to be exact. So it took a little bit of a hurt in our bank account, but that's okay. That's okay. It was absolutely worth it, especially considering how many things that production can do. Now, granted, most of Farm 2 is going to be a lot of root crops, but it may not always be root crops. You may, you know, incorporate some other things as we get a little bit bigger. Who knows? At least until we start Farm 3, right? Which is going to be far, far, far away, I think. I think right now our focus is going to be Farm 1, Farm 2 for the foreseeable future here. I really want to get Farm 1... I don't know if done is the right answer, but I want to get it a lot more solidified than it currently is. And it's got a good, you know, it's got a good start to it, but we need to get a little bit of an upgrade to the productions and everything else. The production we're utilizing is obviously one of the smaller base vanilla game productions. It's very slow. So we need to get something that produces a little bit more than that. I mean, even if we put down the same kind of production there, but for, you know, for the greenhouses, I still think that would be a smart investment for us over the current. Again, I don't want to make it too unrealistic and too. I don't want it to be too quick. But the base game small productions are just, they're way too slow, man. They are way too slow. It takes 6, 7, 8 months before you produce anything. It's just not even It's not even a point. There's no point to even do it, in my opinion. By the time that's done, I mean, you've already got another harvest ready to go, so you can't even fill it back up. It's just kind of pointless. Anyway, this is all done now, so we can take this back to the farm. We'll pick up the drill. We're going to get parsnip. I think we have enough seeds in there, but if we don't, I'll have to make a bit of a trip back up to the shop there and pick up some more, because, as you recall, I did buy a pallet of it. It's sitting up there at the shop. But that the drill for the root crops, it really just doesn't accept that much seed. It doesn't use that much seed. So, let's get the drill out. We'll get back here. We'll start getting parsnip put in. Alright, so we're back up here. I'm going to chop down a couple of these trees here. They're just going to sit here for the most part. Just going to give us a little bit more turning radius here. These two specifically here that are really close to the edge of the field. Let's just get rid of them, and then that way, or at least knock them down, I should say, and then that way we could turn around without actually running into them. That one just completely goes away altogether, so there you go. That one shouldn't be probably a problem, I would hope, but we'll find out here. So we got the drill up here with parsnips in it. It's 49% full. It probably is going to be enough, honestly. We're going to find out, but it probably is going to be enough. If not, we're already, well, halfway to the shop anyway, so we are going to need to do a little bit of service to the tractor here, to the drill here, very soon, as you can see. They are not in the best of shape, so I think it's mostly the drill, but we'll need to do a little bit of service to it here. Might even happen today. Now, it shouldn't take too long. This is a decent width of a drill here, right? So it shouldn't take us too long to accomplish this. A couple passes, and we'll be done. And then we got to go get the fertilizer spreader, like I mentioned, and put down an application of fertilizer, because this does not put any fertilizer down. It literally is only putting in the seeds in the ground. And that's the basic things we need to do, and then from there we'll jump over to Farm 1 and try to make sure we top everything off with some water and some liquid fertilizer, etc. And like I said, more than likely we're going to purchase that water transfer bin, so long as it's within budget. We got to be a little, cognizant of that. I don't think it's much more than 5 or 10 grand, I think, but if it is more than that, we might have to consider holding off at least for a little bit longer, because we've got the loan and everything else we got to pay for, right? Now, it's probably not a big deal because we've got all those greenhouses and they are making us enough money to pay for the interest and everything, but I still don't want to be poor, if you will, excuse me, between now and the next episode, right? We've got some things we want to accomplish in the near future, so we need a little bit of money to be able to do that. So I'm not going to put another time-lapse in or anything like that. Excuse me, gang. I'm not going to put a time-lapse in or anything like that, gang. We're just going to do a bit of a jump cut here. I'll get the field all taken care of. A couple more passes, and we're done. Okay, we are all done here, gang. I'm going to fold this up, and we're going to actually head right over here to the gas station, fill up the tractor with some gas. It is about halfway empty, so might as well just go ahead and top it off while we're up here. And then we're going to head up to the shop. Like I said, we're going to do some servicing here to the tractor and to the drill itself. It's going to probably cost a pretty penny. Probably a lot of the money that we currently have, so that might play a little bit of a role as well with what I talked about earlier with the water tank. I just don't recall exactly how much it is. I can go in there right now and I guess and check. Perhaps maybe that's what we should do, but we'll wait until we get up on Farm 1 and look at it that way, because going into that menu and checking that I will be able to continue to drive, but I won't be able to control where I'm going. So, in any case, let's head to the shop. It should be right over here, and we will do a little service. Now, not only are we going to do the service right now, we're also going to be able to kill two birds with one stone here, because we're going to also pick up the remainder of the seed. Yeah, it's mostly the actual drill itself more than anything else. It wasn't that bad. All right, not worried about the weight. And it did just hit 1,300, so we did get a little bit of income there from the greenhouses, which is great. So we'll fill this seed or drill right back up while we're up here. Again, there's still going to be plenty up here because it really does not take much at all. The nice thing I think about doing root crops is that the actual resource requirement for the seeds, right? The drilling is very minimal, right? You really do not utilize seeds at all, and it is a slow process to remove the seeds from the drill. So it's definitely worth it in that sense, but as you saw in the last episode, you don't make a whole lot of money off of them, so you've got to start utilize them elsewhere if you really want to get the most for your money here with these root crops. So let's head back. I'll grab the fertilizer spreader. I'll meet you back here on the field. We'll get that taken care of. Once that's done, we'll flip to Farm 1 and we'll take care of the little touch-up work we need to do. All right, given the size of this should be a one pass and done type of thing right here. Absolutely, it's going to be, which is nice, man. It's really good. There might be a little bit more we have to do over there on that corner. Yeah, we're going to have to hit that a little bit, unfortunately. That's alright. We can do a little splash and dash on each side. No big deal. You can still see where that hail damage was, though. You certainly can. Alright, I'm just going to park this here for right now. And we'll jump over here to this Massey Ferguson. Now, what I will say is that the thing we're going to be putting in... I don't remember. Is it under production? I really don't remember where it is. I think it might be production. It is. It's okay. It's $5,000. So it's a water distributor. So, in my eyes, if I stick it somewhere like here, I could unload and load at the same time. Right? That's how I think of it, at least. Let's try it. Let's try it and see what happens. Now, probably, since it's a production, it probably needs to be turned on, I would think. It does. And we want to do distributing. Perfect. Yep, good. Now, let's see if this does the trick. Nope, I do not want that. Water, thank you. It certainly does. We are dumping while we were loading the water. Look at that. So that's going to save us a lot, man. That's going to help out tremendously. It does mean we have to come over here and continue to do that quite often, I think, but that's still going to be pretty useful. I don't have to drive around the entire time. Now, I am going to have to do it for any liquid fertilizer that we have to put in, and that's what we're going to check on now, is that the liquid fertilizer. Let's see. Water. What are we doing on liquid fertilizer here? Okay, this one's not terrible. This one needs liquid fertilizer. It's not even doing anything. It also needs water. It's really low in water. That's really the only one that really needs anything. Now, the problem here is the herbicide, right? We're going to lose that herbicide, unfortunately, but, you know, it's fine. It is what it is. So let's go ahead and get rid of that greenhouse like I mentioned we were going to do. Okay. Good. We can add some more greenhouses. We're not going to do it today, but we can add some more greenhouses. Right now, let's go ahead and get some fertilizer in here. We can go ahead and load this. Make sure we can get these things going here, right? I don't know which one it is. I'm going to have to look and see if I can figure out which one has this small amount of liquid fertilizer in it. Okay, it's not that one. It's got to be one of these two down here, then. It's this one on the end here. Yep. Okay. So let's go ahead and flip over to that one. Let's make sure we get all the liquid fertilizer in that one, because that's the one that has absolutely no liquid fertilizer whatsoever. We want to make sure that one is in tip-top shape so we can continue to run and continue to make us money, because right now it's not making us anything, while the other ones, even though they are low, are still making us money. Perfect. I don't know how much it actually holds. 4,000 liters. Okay, so it's not going to take all of it. That's fine. The rest we can put into this one, and then we'll go get some more. We'll just top everything off as much as we can here. Okay, so a couple of them are maxed out. That one's got 2.6. Okay, the other ones are actually fine for right now. I'm not going to buy any more. Let's just get the water going here. Let's make sure that it actually works, too. Probably going to have to wait till 1400, I would assume. I would assume it doesn't transfer immediately. I would assume it's every hour, or hell, maybe it's even overnight. I don't know. Apologize, I hit the microphone there a second ago, gang. If you heard that, I don't know if you did or not, but if you did, I apologize. We've got these pallets of fertilizer and seed that we needed to bring down to the other farm. All right, so that's going. So let's see here. Yeah, it hasn't sent anything yet, but I'm assuming once we hit 1400, it will flip over. I've just been sitting here filling it up and unloading it immediately, so we're going to wait here. It's 13:59, so it should flip over any minute, so we'll find out here. We made some money. Nothing has been sent over. Maybe it's only at night then? I don't know. Might only be at night, so we might have to wait and see what happens in the next episode and see if it actually transfers over or not. Let me look at what needs water here. We're going to bring some water to the things that specifically need it. It looks like it's the hydroponic greenhouses more than anything. Everything else seems to be okay. Everything else seems to be okay. So let's take the water to the hydroponic greenhouse here. At least fill those up. We'll do a couple passes here and get these guys filled up. And then we'll just kind of hold off and wait and see what happens in the next episode, right? If the water goes out of the distributor or not. If it doesn't, then maybe we are doing something wrong or we have a faulty distributor. I don't know. Okay, we're going to leave the episode at that point, gang. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I would greatly appreciate it if you smash the like button for me. Subscribe if you're new. All that stuff helps me out an absolute ton. Thanks so much to my 12 members. You guys are absolutely amazing. Cannot thank you guys enough for everything. And I'll catch you on the next episode.